I don't see it happening, but he could definitely prove me wrong. But I just think, bro, like, I mean, I've trained with Canelo, I've been around him. Bro can really push back heavyweight. So I don't know how he's like, because this is the first time Canelo's actually bigger than somebody in a long time. So it's like the weights are lifted off, and now he could fight even more freely, you know? So I'm actually interested to see, bro. I can't wait for the fight. I'm definitely going to be backing Canelo, but, you know, Crawford is a great fighter, and he could surprise me. But right now, where I would put my money is Canelo.
Ryan Garcia just released a startling take that has sparked interest throughout the boxing world. Even Canelo, after witnessing Crawford's meticulous preparation, is worried if he can withstand what's coming. But just when you thought Ryan was playing things safe, he made this daring forecast. He told me, "When you have to grade fighters, great things can happen. But I can picture Crawford getting knocked out in the Amir Khan weight." That remark sent shivers among fight fans. Ryan isn't just appreciating the matchup, he's foreshadowing an unexpected conclusion. Comparing it to Amir Khan's horrific knockout loss reveals all about the power he feels Canelo will bring to the fight. Crawford may be smooth, quick, and precise, but a single clean shot may change everything. With both legends entering the ring, the difference between greatness and calamity is razor thin. And just when you thought Ryan was done, he brought up another severe concern. This time, the focus is on Crawford's ability to handle the weight gain.
How can he react to the new weight? You know, sometimes you're slower. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how Crawford adjusts and how fast his hands move, because I mean, that's one of Crawford's, you know, great assets is his hand speed. And
it's a question that might shape the entire conflict. Moving up in weight does not only affect muscle, timing, quickness, and reflexes can all suffer. Crawford's advantage has always been his fast hands and laser-like timing, but will that hold up in a heavier class? Against a fighter like Canelo, even a split-second delay may be expensive. Ryan's words add to the anticipation, reminding us that this is more than just a test of skill, it's a struggle against physics, pressure, and power. Even Edgar Berlonga provided a more balanced perspective, but he was still raising red flags. While applauding Crawford's greatness, he mentioned one crucial item that may change everything. He said, "Terence Crawford is a legend. He's great. He's an excellent fighter. The only thing I see that helps Canelo is, you know, his weight." It's a calm observation, yet it has great meaning. Berlonga acknowledges Crawford's outstanding abilities, but reminds us that this is not a fair playing field. Size can be a silent weapon, and when combined with Canelo's strength, things can go ugly quickly. Even legends suffer when the physical distance becomes too large. As fight night approaches, this one detail might be the quiet storm seething beneath all the excitement. Before things became heated, Virgil Ortiz offered a more measured response. He recognizes the greatness of both boxes, but expresses one major concern.
It's a good fight. I think it's a real good fight. I just think Crawford's too small. I just think he's too small. Yeah. He had one fight at 154, and now he's moving it to 168 to fight one of the best of all time. Now, Crawford is one of the best of all time himself. He's just a smaller one of the best of all time, and I think that's just what's going to be the factor here. I'm not saying he doesn't have a chance. I think he has a good chance. I think he really does. I think it's a real close fight, if any.
Ortiz appreciates Crawford's legacy, but stature casts a pall over this fight. Jumping from 154 to 168 against a monster like Canelo is a significant leap. It is a mountain, and while he believes Crawford has the ability to come close, he wonders if that's enough against someone bigger, stronger, and just as clever. In his opinion, this isn't a mismatch, it's a razor-thin fight with one major distinction, and that distinction could be the deciding factor when the bell sounds. Ortiz did not stop there, he doubled back on his decision. While appreciating Crawford's talent, he couldn't overlook one obvious fact.
I think that Canelo will win, not only because he has skill, because you have to have skill to win, especially against Crawford, who has never lost, but he's going to be, I think he might be a little too big.
For each talent, Ortiz understands that this is an elite battle, but when size enters the picture, things begin to shift. He believes Canelo's combination of strength and technique is a dangerous combination, particularly for Crawford, who has never experienced loss. Ortiz isn't calling it an easy win, but he does suggest that weight may wear out even the most talented specialist, and in a struggle this huge, even a slight size advantage can have far-reaching implications. For him, it's not just about who's better. It's about who's built for War 168. Coach Dios also gave Canelo his full support. In fact, he made his position abundantly apparent, dismissing any suggestion of a close battle.
People that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing. Okay, Madrimov was a 54-pounder. Now, to move up to 168, that's 2 more divisions. Canelo Alvarez will take any punch from Crawford, but I don't think Crawford will take any punches from Canelo. Remember, Canelo got hit by Triple G, the heaviest hitter in that division. And Canelo took those shots like a champ. I don't think Crawford has anything to beat Canelo.
It wasn't just confidence, it was an outright declaration. Dios thinks Crawford has no chance, and coming from a seasoned coach, that level of assurance speaks loudly. He believes Canelo's size, strength, and expertise are simply too much. While others focus on Crawford's skill and quickness, Dios portrays a picture of dominance. If his prediction comes true, we could be watching one of the most one-sided super fights in recent history. While many people support Canelo, not everyone is writing Crawford off. Brian Norman Sr. made it plain that he had learned his lesson the hard way.
I got Crawford, man. I learned to not bet against Crawford. I won't bet against Crawford again. I lost a lot of money betting against Crawford.
His statements carry the weight of experience. Betting against Crawford has already cost him, and he refuses to make that mistake again. It's a strong reminder of Crawford's dangerous and unpredictable nature. This isn't just about hype, it's about a fighter who finds a way to win against the odds, and in a big fight like this, that type of belief might be the difference between victory and defeat. Brian Norman Sr. didn't talk solely from feeling, he spoke from personal experience. After seeing Crawford up close, he has a strong belief in him.
I've seen Crawford personally. I've seen him in the ring personally, and I mean, he's a bad man. He's a bad man. So I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to say, just like with my son, I'm gonna have to say, just with the boxing IQ, with it's certain things, man. It's certain things. I think that Crawford's gonna figure out a way to win. I don't think this is so. I don't think for how some people are looking at this, I don't think it's so far-fetched that Crawford can beat him. I just don't see that so far-fetched as some people are trying to make.
This was not blind support. It stemmed from a strong appreciation and understanding of the fighting game. Norman has witnessed Crawford's talent firsthand, and he believes that the boxing IQ, timing, and guts Crawford brings to the ring might make the difference. Some fans perceive a mismatch. He sees a tactical war. Crawford, he says, will not simply survive. He will adapt, evaluate, and strike when it counts the most. In a conflict when one mistake might spell disaster, a sharp mind could be the greatest weapon. Norman didn't just praise Crawford's abilities. He went deeper. When asked about a potential shutdown, he delivered a brutally honest reality check.
I wouldn't bet on the stoppage, but you say, could he stop him? You say, could he stop him? Let's remember that. What's his name? Jaime Munguia got stopped with a guy with 4 knockouts.
Yeah, and anything can happen in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, I mean, if a man got two hands and he has the ability to punch, I mean, everybody has weak spots. Everybody can get hit. Everybody can get knocked out. It's just the nature of the beast.
His point was clear. In boxing, everything is possible. You don't need knockout power on your resume to make the perfect shot at the right time. Norman reminded everyone that no one is invincible under the bright lights, especially when two guys are flinging leather. It only takes one well-placed blow to alter the course of history. And in a high-stakes bout like this, both men are one misstep away from doom, Yet size does not sway everyone. Shamar Canelo, who trains with Crawford, offered a confident and measured prediction.
I like Crawford by decision, unanimous. Crawford unanimous decision. I feel like he's gonna outbox Canelo. He's not gonna, if he sticks to his game plan, I feel like he's not gonna fall into Canelo traps.
If he does do that, where does that put him in the all-time list?
Shamar's perspective is not based on height. It comes from being in the trenches alongside Crawford. He's witnessed the discipline, timing, and battle IQ firsthand, and he feels that will make the difference. While others are focused on power, he sees this as a chess match, and he believes Crawford will not take the bait. To him, it's all about adhering to the plan, keeping sharp, and breaking down Canelo round by round. If this occurs, we may be looking at a masterclass rather than a conflict. Shamar did not stop at predicting a victory, he looked at the big picture. Crawford claims that his goal is more than just victory. It is history. Shamar sees this fight as more than just two skilled fighters colliding. It is about legacy. If Crawford succeeds, he will not just defeat Canelo. He will do something no one else has ever done. Moving from 135 to 168, and possibly becoming a three-time unchallenged champion. That's the stuff of mythology. Few dare to imagine, let alone follow, this route. And if Crawford succeeds, he could be crowned as the finest of his generation, if not all time. But beyond the training and titles, Shamar provided something more personal, a glimpse into Crawford's personality outside of the ring. This was not about skill or strategy, it was about character. Shamar presents a picture of a humble champion, someone who leads not only with his fist but also with his presence. Crawford's quiet confidence and willingness to share knowledge say volumes about his character as a boxer and man. In an ego-driven sport, his grounded perspective may provide him with an advantage, because pose under pressure can be a stronger weapon than power. Rafael, a veteran boxing journalist, has been following Crawford's journey since the beginning, but in their most recent talk, he sensed something new, something bigger.
Really good, actually. I mean, I've interviewed Terrence Crawford many times through the years, starting when he first had his very first fight on HBO years ago as a late replacement, and covered so many of his fights. And I can just tell by speaking to him for this fight, when I spoke to him, he was in his training camp in Colorado Springs, where he's getting ready for the fight against Canelo on September 13th. And he's very aware of the magnitude of the fight. And one of the things I came away from the interview with is, and you know this too, because you've interviewed tons of fighters also. I've interviewed many fighters through the years where, for those of us that may cover it or just folks who are fans, whatever, like, oh, that's a huge fight. That's like a really big fight. And a lot of times the boxers downplay it to some degree, whether they're being for real or they're just kind of putting up a front. But they're like, hey, it's just another fight. I'm going to go in there. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to win the fight, whatever. I was really excited that Terrence Crawford, when we were going through some of the historical things that could take place if he wins this fight, what they would mean. And at the end of that part of the conversation, he says, there's a lot riding on this fight.
This wasn't typical fight jargon, but rather something fighters frequently say. Dan noticed Crawford's rare honesty, the weight of history, the significance of the occasion, and a sense of what is truly at stake. Crawford isn't brushing it off. He realizes this is more than simply a title bout. It's an opportunity to redefine excellence. Even more frightening is the fact that he is not overwhelmed. He is committed, motivated, and prepared to leave a legacy, rather than just a victory. But just when you thought Crawford was cracking under the pressure, Rafael noticed something unusual in his speech, something that disclosed what was actually going on in his thinking. It's not fear or nervousness, it's clarity. Crawford understands the significance of this fight, not only for him but for the sport as a whole. That level of understanding distinguishes legends from contenders. When a boxer enters the ring fully focused on the stakes and remains cool, it sends a message to everyone, even Canelo. Crawford is not only physically prepared, he is psychologically one step ahead. Crawford has the support of more than simply his fans. Rafael, a boxing insider, recently revealed a powerful insight that sheds light on Crawford's true motivation for this high-stakes clash.
Oh, absolutely. Terrence Crawford has never been the kind of fighter that's just looking to take a fight to get paid. Yeah, he's going to get paid a whole ton of money, and so is Canelo Alvarez. But, You know, if you follow Terrence Crawford, if you've watched the way he fights, watch the way he conducts himself, know him at all, even just a little bit. I can't claim to be like best buddies with him, but I got a pretty good feel for Crawford, having been around him so many times for all these fights he's had. There is 0.000% chance that he is coming into this fight with anything other than victory in mind. I mean, he really believes that this is his moment to shine and create a huge addition to what's already a tremendous boxing legacy. Besides just the money, I mean, Terrence Crawford can take a fight against anybody, make a good amount of money. And so while that's important, of course, no, he absolutely believes he's winning this fight. No question.
Dan Rafael's words highlight a side of Crawford that is frequently concealed behind his gloves, the mindset of a fighter who is not simply looking for a salary, but also wants to make history. This showdown is about more than just belts and records. Crawford considers it personal. Every move he makes demonstrates that he is determined to prove himself among the greats, if not above them. There is no place for doubt or hesitancy when facing a legend like Canelo, making this bout more than just a super fight. But what if Crawford's bulk isn't a hindrance at all? One respected figure in the fight industry recently shared an unexpected perspective that could change the entire story.
Believe me, but I'm leaning towards Terrence.
Oh, okay.
Remember this though, Terrence and Boots is almost like similar when it comes to that weight thing, right?
Yes.
Boots gets up there, but I seen Boots at a certain weight where he can handle them big guys and stopping them, be knocking them out in the sparring in the gym when he's up in weight. So I think that's a beautiful weight for Terrence, but that's going up to 168.
Boou, a seasoned trainer and father of rising prodigy Jiren Boutsanis, isn't simply talking about hype. He has seen what occurs when smaller boxes, such as Crawford or Boou Andrade, bulk up. So what did he see? Pure supremacy. His insight brings a fresh dimension to the issue. Maybe Crawford's speed, precision, and fighting IQ do not wane, they amplify with increased weight. If this holds true in the ring, Canelo isn't the only one who needs to prepare. Everyone watching might need to reconsider what is feasible. This could be more than simply an upset. It may be a shockwave. But Boou did not stop there. He detailed exactly how he would teach Crawford to take Canelo down. The tactic is crisp and deliberate, and it could be the key to turning the entire matchup.
So people don't understand, he can box and he's smart.
Yes.
He don't waste no punches, man.
So he won't waste that energy.
And he really smart, man, when it comes to that boxing game. But it was me and I'm training him.
Yeah.
I would have him frustrating Canelo. What I would do with him, I would hit him with some good shots, combination shots, because you know, Canelo got to be set to throw punches.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I mean? If what you call Crawford boxing move, he don't like nobody to boxing move, and that's what I think Crawford is going to do.
Boou explains a battle strategy centered on exposing Canelo's main weakness, his need to plant before throwing. He anticipates Crawford employing speed, angles, and clever combinations to keep Canelo in the shadows. The idea is to annoy him, upset his rhythm, and land cleanly while remaining just out of danger. It isn't simply about survival, it is about outwitting and outperforming one of boxing's most feared punchers. If Crawford follows through on this strategy, we could be in for a surprise clinic. Edgar Berlonga, who had fought Canelo, did not complicate matters. His advice to Crawford was straightforward but effective. Fight like yourself. Berlonga's message gets through the cacophony. This is not the time for overthinking or attempting to be someone else. He feels Crawford already has what it takes, and that sticking to his natural style, combat IQ, and confidence would make the difference. It is important to approach the situation with confidence rather than dread, because once the bell rings, it is not history or height that determines who wins a fight. It's about who shows up and seizes the moment. Berlonga's tone encapsulates it all. If Crawford keeps true to himself, he might well surprise the world, but Berlonga also kept it authentic. He understands the true meaning of leaping to weight classes, and he believed that challenge alone could decide everything.
First of all, he got to go in there, and he just got to fight him, you know what I'm saying? He got to go in there, I think Crawford just got to go in there and do what he got to do, you know what I'm saying? He got to just be Crawford, you know, show his IQ, show him why he's a two-time undisputed, you know, world champion, and go in there with confidence, you know what I'm saying? That's all it is, you know, there's a big weight difference, a big weight jump.
Berlonga, who has battled Canelo, understands the challenge Crawford is attempting to overcome. the weight jump is more than just a number. It offers new power, new pressure, and a completely different type of danger. Still, his admiration for Crawford's passion and championship spirit remains unwavering. Even if the chances favor Canelo, Berlonga sees this as a test of greatness more than just a title fight. If Crawford succeeds, it will be more than just a victory. It will be history forged with risk and daring. Despite all of the discussion about size and power, Berlonga's conviction in Crawford remains unwavering. He still sees a legitimate opportunity and a fight that may go either way.
There's a big weight difference, a big weight jump. That could be a difference in the fight. Because obviously, it's like me jumping up to heavyweight. Obviously, I'm a foot of power. I'm a foot of that size difference, compared to my other fights. So I just think that he got to go in there and just be himself. And I said, if he loses, we'll just all know that, hey, he just jumped up 2 weight classes to be great. You know what I'm saying? It's not, he can't really, he's testing himself. He's testing himself a great fighter. So, and I don't doubt him, I don't got no doubt in my mind. He's a 2-time undisputed world champion for a reason. So, and I don't think none's gonna phase him in that fight. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the power, maybe the size, you know what I'm saying? And Canelo, he's not knocking Canelo out, so he just gotta go in there just IQ.
Berlonga understands firsthand how dangerous Canelo is, especially when battling bigger opponents. He also realizes that Crawford adds something unique to the table: confidence, precision, and superior ring IQ. For Berlonga, this is not a mismatch. It's a razor-thin battle of boxing brains. And, while he believes Crawford's power may not shake Canelo, he refuses to write him off. In his opinion, this is as near as it gets, a 50-50 matchup in which any round could tilt the scales. This fight is more than simply another headline. This is history in the making. Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford has elicited emotions from athletes, trainers, and pundits throughout the sport. Some argue that Canelo's size, strength, and expertise at heavier weights will be too much. Others are optimistic that Crawford's intelligence, speed, and flexibility will shock the world once more. One thing is certain: this is more than simply a fight. It's a war for brains, legacies, and grandeur. Crawford is undoubtedly taking a risk. The weight jump is risky, and Canelo is no ordinary opponent. He is an experienced 168-pound champion. But if anyone can overcome the odds, it's Crawford, a fighter who has built a career out of proving others wrong. His calm attention, strategic intelligence, and immaculate execution have the potential to make this fight absolutely remarkable. What are your thoughts? Do you believe Crawford can withstand Canelo's power at super middleweight? Will Canelo's experience give him an advantage, or Crawford's quickness and IQ too much to handle? Is this a 50-50 contest, or are we underestimating someone? Could this be the moment Crawford establishes himself as an all-time great? Or will Canelo remind the world who dominates the ring at 168? Share your opinions in the comments area below.